Darkstar Hela, should you pull? Before we continue this video, I want to preface the question of the statement, should you pull? With this mindset, pull whoever you want. AetherRocZ is an extremely free-to-play friendly game without the sweaty competitive mindset of other popular action combat gachas like Honkai and Punishing Grey Raven. You can play with almost 90% of these characters in the game and clear all the content regardless of their base rank. Now, with that said, each character is not the same and some require more investment, but all in all, there isn't a need to break the bank every time a new unit releases in order to make them quote-unquote good. And with that said, let's talk about Darkstar Hela. Hela is a unique character in AetherRocZ, and there really isn't a unit who has come since with similar style and gameplay. That's not to say that each unit that has been released hasn't been unique or original, just that there hasn't been anyone who pew-pews the way she does. Hela is a dark ranged Yggdrasil unit who uses Divine Grace and carries around a coffin called Ganglati. Don't know if the translation's right, but the coffin can transform into a turret, cannon, and a tower during her gameplay. Hela's skill 1, Nightmare Harvest. Hela sprays shots at enemies to her front using her magic handgun, dealing shadow damage. Hela's skill 2, Spectre Blast. Ganglati takes on the magic cannon form and fires a shot in a locked-on direction, dealing shadow damage. Hela's skill 3, Execution. Ganglati takes on the cannon tower form and fires multiple cannon shots in the direction. Each shot deals shadow damage in total cost of the Divine Grace. Other stats don't use Divine Grace other than her own tower form. When Hela is in tower form, she is immune to CC, she cannot move, use other skills, or use her ultimate. She does have a damage reduction during tower form. For every 1% of HP loss, she will spend 1 Divine Grace. Hela's ultimate, Judgment from Above. Hela summons multiple magic cannons that fire in the yang direction, dealing shadow damage to enemies using 4 scattered strikes. All teammates get a shadow damage boost during this ultimate. Hela can pair up with almost anyone as a sub DPS, or you can just use her as a main DPS for the majority of the content here and for the content that is to come. Hela isn't a complicated character to play. In fact, she's probably the most brain dead unit to play. But that brings me to my next point. Is Hela fun? Honestly, fun is subjective. Don't let me or any other content creator tell you how to have fun in your game. That said, my opinion on Hela is basically no, she's not. I'm personally not a fan of pew-pew ranged units that require little thinking, very little movement, or low skill ceiling. Regardless, you can see some of the gameplay that we've had in this video and see if she's more your style. I personally like the in-your-face melee, complicated characters with complicated combos that make the gameplay more fun for me. But again, it is a personal opinion. My personal recommendation, however, which is my last point, is that Darkstar Hela is a skip unit. And the reason I'm saying that is that there are 2 very important units that are going to be coming very soon. And that includes Hela, which is still one of the best characters and definitely the best support in AetherRocZ to this day, even in CN, and Hades, who's going to be the biggest shadow damage dealer and DPS for the game for global for a long time. And even when 2.0 comes out with the new CN faction, she is still one of the strongest DPSs in the game. I won't make any functor or dupe recommendations for any units you want to pull in the future, as I think any base S units can be viable no matter what. However, I do know that if you want to compare Hela to some of the best DPSs in the game, she will need to be around double S with her functor to compete. But again, there isn't any incentive to really pull those dupes for your base S rank characters unless you just want to make them stronger immediately. I hope you enjoyed this brief video and overview of Hela. Should you save or should you pull, good luck regardless. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out our channel at twitch.tv/adRocZ for more content in the future.